welcome back to another building video. I decided in my head yesterday that I am going to build a apartment complex for every world that we have in The Sims. So I started off with Brindleton Bay. And you know, that idea is actually pretty exciting and it really makes you think outside the box because obviously with the Sims 4 for rent pack being added to The Sims, it's going to really add so much gameplay. It's kind of like when they added cats and dogs. Shouldn't all of these families already have cats and dogs, you know, from previous worlds that we've had? So it's such a monumental move for The Sims, you know. Apartments for rent especially, you know, any kind of home for rent is such a part of our reality and our existence that it's really going to just flip the whole reality of The Sims upside down. So I thought to myself that it would really make sense for every single world, not really in every neighborhood, I guess, because not every neighborhood is going to have many apartment areas in real life too. But I thought to myself it would make a lot of sense for every world at least to have one little apartment complex, whether it's actual, you know, apartments or whether it's a few homes on one lot. So what better way to do it than to wander into the world and use just those packs and base games and create an apartment complex that I think The Sims would put in for us. Obviously The Sims wouldn't do such a great job. I don't want to toot my own horn, but they definitely wouldn't do such a good job with so much detail and meticulous work because this took me quite a bit of time to do. This is a 3-story, so 3 kind of apartment complex. It's quite fancy. The more I played it, I kind of, you know, the more I built it, I realized, wow, for the kind of area that I put it in, I think it's a little bit too fancy schnazzy. I wanted it to be a little bit more run down, but I kind of got carried away. I got carried away with the idea of how fun this actually could be because as you may see on my channel, I recently have been building quite realistic apartments. You know, I wanted to get into the nitty gritty of things. I wanted to kind of break this image of landlords and apartments down in my head because when I think of apartments, I just think of like temporary, kind of bad, moldy carpets, really expensive, and your landlord is horrible. So I kind of had that idea in my head and I was trying to process that by building so many kind of run down apartments. And I suppose apartments that were kind of really familiar to me around me in Ireland too. The majority of them are quite run down. That I kind of didn't think about the aspect of how fun it would be to actually have beautiful, lovely, polished apartments. So that's exactly why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put my building to the test by going into every single world and into a neighborhood and try to actually build an apartment, make it look nice, but like not too nice in a way because the items that we get in each pack, some of them aren't going to be that nice. It's just going to be fitting towards the world. So I thought this was a really fun challenge for myself and I'm going to try as like my very best to do as many worlds as I can. I know it's quite ambitious. We have quite a lot of worlds, but I thought it would just be really fun for me in general. Maybe it's going to be fun for you to watch. I don't know. Maybe it is. Probably not. Maybe you're like, what are you doing? Clicking off instantly. But for me, I just thought it would be really fun because when the pack comes in, I can just like slot these into the save that I'm playing. And I don't know, I think it would just be fun for these families to just move in and me watch them living their little lives. I don't know. I really don't know. I just thought that this was a fun idea. So as I said, this little apartment block has 3 separate apartments, I guess 3 separate homes that would be available for rent once the pack comes out, and they're quite big, you know, even though it is quite squished and I had a few issues trying to like do the floor plan of it, but the majority of them, I think all of them actually have 2 bedrooms each. I think I do a double bed and a single bed in the other room, and I think all of them just have 1 bathroom. Yeah, I think I just did 1 bathroom. I mean, it's a pretty small enough apartment, so I want it to feel quite spacious and quite grand, not like a small rundown apartment. That's why I only put in 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and I think I still did an okay job at making it feel like, you know, it's not like a brand new apartment. It's not, maybe it's kind of like middle class, I'd say, but it has been lived in before, you know, it's not like a brand new apartment. I definitely wanted it to have an old feel, but it has been renovated by some landlord, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just working away through the floors here, and I wanted every single apartment to kind of feel different as well because the last couple of apartments I built on my YouTube channel, I kept them very similar, purely because in Ireland, every time you see an apartment block or an apartment complex or anything like that, it's really the same. And because each apartment is owned by a different landlord, it should be different, but it's still, trust me, it's like still the exact same kind of layout, exact same stuff. Everyone just goes to IKEA and just buys random IKEA furniture and just throws it in. So it's quite boring. But you can see here now, I am just showing you a very quick representation of what these look like because I didn't furnish them all on camera. I mean, it probably took me a good Did it take me like 4 hours? I can't put 4 hours into a video because it already is so fast when I'm speeding up the video. It literally makes me feel sick watching it sometimes. So I just didn't put in the furnishing because I think it's too much to furnish 3 massive apartments to the detail that I did. And I don't know, sometimes it's just like to kind of take my time. I guess go slower with the furnishing because the furnishing is quite important when you're doing builds like this. I think we're allowed to have what did they say? Was it 6 separate apartments on one lot? I think that news has been already spread out that it's for every apartment. Just say now, for every lot, you're allowed to have 6 apartments and you're allowed to put 8 people into those apartments because one household is allowed 8 people. But if I put 6, what's 6 by 8? 6 by 8 is it 24? What's 6 by 8? Oh my God. Oh Lord above. What is 6 by 8? 6 by 8 is 48. What? So, wait, that can't be true. That can't be right. So you're telling me that I can have 48 people living under one roof, technically, on one lot? How is that going to work with the playability of the game for a start? I can't imagine what playing on a laptop would be like now. I feel like I should turn on my old laptop and play it just to see what it would be like. 48 people? I feel like that's a bit much, isn't it? Imagine, like, are people not going to be walking around in the world? Because your computer is not going to be able to take 48 separate people trying to live your life. And I think, what video was I watching? Was I watching James Turner or was it Little Simsy? One of them said that you can actually use cheats, someone said, to make it even more. So you can even have more people on one kind of like lot living together in the apartments for rent. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm very excited and it's definitely going to be a fun challenge that we will have to do where we have like 48 people in one lot. Can we all survive? I don't know how this is going to work. I'm very excited. Can you tell? I think in the last couple of videos that I posted when I was making those kind of rundown apartments, I was very skeptical and I was very scared because apartment living is not very glamorous half of the time. In real life, it's worse than it is good. So maybe this pack is going to totally flip my views on apartment living upside down and maybe I'm going to be obsessed with it. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm just adding a couple of finishing touches into the apartments and I honestly love this build. It's so nice, but you can really see now that it probably shouldn't be placed where it is. It probably deserves to be in a different lot because I just can't imagine such a lovely glamorous building on a dock like that. So that's not really ideal, but you get the idea. I just got carried away as per usual. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you think of this build down in the comments and what you think of this pack. Which side are you on still? Are you excited for this pack or do you think it's just going to be very triggering and very awkward for a lot of people that have housing issues? I'm going to leave a couple of my previous builds for the apartments already down below so you can check them out before the pack comes out. And yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.